Welcome back to another episode of The Real Deal, where you're going to learn things and hopefully use them. Maybe wake yourself up, fight against the powers that be, or maybe you'll comply like most people do. Today I'm going to touch on the artificial intelligence craze that's going around. A lot of people don't know much about this stuff, and I personally don't like it because I know too much about it. See, I used to be a software engineer. That's what they called us. We used to design software for computers, and we would design things for the websites before they were websites. We would design the programs for computers, and I did that for a while. I just wasn't into it anymore and had to get out of the game, man. Saw too many bad things going on I didn't like, so I bailed. That's okay. And this was a long time ago. So I saw a lot of things, like I said, that I didn't like that was coming down, going to happen, how they were going to control people. We had to sign, I got to watch what I say a little bit, because we had to sign a lot of paperwork saying we wouldn't talk about this stuff, and we had to be secretive about things, and we couldn't talk about our work when we were outside of work, not even to people we worked with. So if you were hanging out with your friends, you couldn't say that stuff, because all it took was one rat to get you in trouble. So it was kind of rough. So I would sit there and I would design my software, and I would take it to the guy in charge, and he would always have to double check it and things like that, and quality control basically. And I asked a lot of questions, and they didn't like it. I asked them, why are we building software for computers? Does it have to track everything? And they're like, well, yeah, it has to, because that way we can see what people are doing. This was their excuse. This is what they told me, and I don't believe it. I know better. That way we can track things and help people and, find out what they're missing and what they're lacking and help them in the future. And that way, it will help with advertising and stuff like that. That's what they'd always tell me. They always try to put a positive spin on things, like they're trying to help people. I looked at it this way. They were tracking everything everybody did. I don't like that. They were trying to control people. And then every now and then they'd be like, well, you didn't put this in there. And I said, well, I really don't feel that we need to track somebody on their personal computer. Oh, no, that way we'll know when the program gets uploaded and when it needs this and that. I'm like, yeah, but we already know that. Why are we tracking their movements? Why are we tracking their time on the program? Well, that way we know how they're into it and stuff. I mean, they always had a good excuse, and I didn't like it, so I bailed. So, a lot of people don't know how long the high-tech stuff has been around. And, the first email was sent in 1971. It was sent in a room by a bunch of other computer programmers. One guy sent it to another guy with just a bunch of gibberish on it. And it's been around since. Now, the United States, they don't look at things, and especially the government and the corporations, they don't look at things and say, how can we improve this? How can we get the whole human race together on this? How can we get everybody to join together and be one? No, they look at it and say, how can we use this to our advantage to control the masses and to tell them what to think and feel and how to hate each other and how to spread hate? See, and then, so we were designing stuff. I don't know if any of y'all built a website back in the day, but we were making the software for websites, and it was tough. You missed something, and, we would make the websites, and you would have to start all over again. A lot of code, lots and lots of code, and there's still code today, but it's a lot easier to do. And nowadays, when you build a website, it's pretty easy. You can just open up the files and put pictures in, and boom, you're done. Where back in the day, it wasn't like that. You can build a website now, maybe a cheap, simple one, in maybe 20 minutes, half hour. Make it look good, put pictures in there and stuff. Back then, though, it took a long time to make a website. And we made the stuff for people that did design websites. And it was a lot of work. And we've come a long way, which is a good thing. But sometimes it's not. It depends on how people use things. And so websites, the first website came out in about 89, I believe it was. And, like I said, it was a lot of things. People were, they charged thousands of dollars to make a website. Well, now you can do it yourself for free or pay somebody and they'll do it. You're paying for their time. It might be a couple $100s, but it's worth it. But back then people were like, oh, you need a website? $10,000. And it was crazy. So when the internet hit in 83, we thought it was a cool thing. We're like, wow, this is awesome, And I still remember the first time I talked on a program to somebody overseas. It was a guy in Egypt, another computer guy. And I'm talking to him, not on a telephone. And that was just mind-blowing to me. And it was just, it was so cool. You're talking about the weather. It was real time. Nowadays, it's nothing. Nowadays, that's nothing. But back then, it was really big. So the internet came out in 83. Y'all didn't know that because you probably didn't get it till like 89, 90s. And that's when it got popular. Because the government, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but here's the thing. My conspiracy theories are true. And the government knows what's going on. The government controls this stuff. The government comes up with this stuff. Shoot. They've been doing it for years. They're not looking at helping the people. They're looking at controlling the people. Always been that way. And the corporations run the top. They're at the top, and America is a corporation now. We're a big business. We're no longer a free, independent country like we were when we were founded, which is coming up in a couple days. Matter of fact, let me tell you, today was the day the Lee Resolution was passed, which told everybody in America, which wasn't America yet, but it told that we were independent and free states from the limeys over there in Britain land. Anyway, I'll be doing stuff for the 4th of July. But back to the AI stuff. Do you know when artificial intelligence really started? You're just hearing about it now. Do you know when it started? It was 1956 when the United States government started working on it. Computers have been around longer than you know, too. They're just now not in your hand. Back then, you'd have a whole 1,000 square foot room, and it'd be one computer. I remember my first computer. It had less memory than my cell phone does. But there wasn't as much to put on it either. We've come a long, long way, but not always for the best. Yes, artificial intelligence came out in 1956. Our government's been working on it for a long time. And you see these videos back then and now. Now you'll see people posting these fake videos, artificial intelligence videos, and everybody believes it. It looks that good now. You'll see people following porn stars that aren't porn stars. I see this all the time. People are like talking about, did you see this girl? Why would I see that? I have a life. I'm not a pervert. But anyway, but they're not real. Most of these girls that people follow on Instagram and stuff, they're not real. It's artificial intelligence. That's how far we've come. That's how good it looks. Why are they doing this? To distract people. To keep them going. Just like why they let drugs in the country. You know why they don't really stop all the drugs? They could. They really could crack down on it. Because they want you to do those drugs. So that way you'll go to work and pay your taxes. That way you can party with your Coke on the weekends. They know what they're doing. They sit down and have organizations and groups about this. They've been working on artificial intelligence, controlling the masses for years. They'll put out fake videos. They've done it before. And people believe it. Just like the moon landing. Do you really think we went on the moon? That's a subject I'll cover another day. But do you really think we were there? Stanley Kubrick didn't think we were. And he gave signs that he was the person that produced and directed the fake moon landings. He did that in his movie The Shining. So I'm just saying. Got to research things, people. Don't fall for everything. Don't fall for this artificial intelligence crap, man. We worked on stuff like this years ago. Matter of fact, I met a lot of famous people. And I didn't meet them all, but I saw a lot of famous rich people coming to where we worked. And I'd sit there and people say, hey, man, I got to watch what I say. I can't name names because I could still probably get in trouble. They could probably sue me for that still. They say, hey, that's so-and-so. I was like, no way. Wow, that's pretty wild, man. You have a billionaire in there. And I did actually meet some of the people that created some of the programs that we were working on. And that was really cool. One was from, I can't remember. It was It was a Nordic nation. I can't remember if it was from Denmark, Sweden, one of those places over there, Finland, one of them. But he was a nice guy, very nice, very smart. And I think he kind of regretted what he did because he realized what was happening with it. And to this day, your computers, they still have some of the programs I designed and worked on in them. And not too long ago, one of those programs stepped down and I should say stepped up and shut down a bunch of bad stuff. And I felt pretty good about that. It's like, the old boy did what he was programmed to do. Because, you got to do what you got to do for what's right sometimes. And whether it costs you your job or not, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And that just happened last year. I'm still pretty proud of it. When I read about it, I got a little tear on my eye, man, because that was my program. Anyway, we're talking like 70-some years AI's been around. And it's not going anywhere. And it's going to get worse. And everybody's going to believe this crap that's out there. You have to learn to differentiate from fact and fiction. So many people are drawn to it. So many people are brainwashed. I've never seen it this bad. They've always been doing that with news media on the radio or, just regular television and the commercials and things. The news at night when you used to watch the 6 p.m. news. But now you've got your social media. Everybody posts something on Facebook or YouTube and they believe it's true. I see stuff and I'm like, dude, this is false. And it only takes about 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes tops to go and research this stuff. But most people are too lazy and brain dead to do it. And it fits the agenda they believe in. So that's what they want to believe in. That's what they want. They are looking for things. They're brainwashed. Most people in America, and I should say the world, but we're focusing on the USA today. Most of y'all are brainwashed puppets, man, and you got to stop. You got to stop, man. You got to learn to think for yourselves. It's not that hard to do, man. It's really not. Reach out. Don't buy into this AI crap. I'm telling you, stay away from it. You see a video, if you don't think it's real, it's not. Hey, here's something interesting too. Abraham Zapruder, in 1963, he got the video of the assassination of Kennedy, the best video there is out there, right? So it was bought by Time Warner. They spent big money on it, locked it away till it got called up to be in court. And when it came out, and you could tell, if you know anything about film industry, you could tell that's been edited. They edited parts out of it. And people see that, and they believe it was a single bullet. No, it wasn't. There were 3 shooters that day. And on November 22nd this year, you're going to have me going and talking about it. And I'll tell you everything I know about it because I've investigated that big time. But everybody believes what they're told. The history books lie to you, man. And AI is going to lie to you. It's going to distort history. It's going to show things that never happened and you'll believe it. So everybody needs to wake the heck up. All right? We cannot let the masses control us. And I shouldn't even say the masses. They are the asses. And they want to control you. They want you to just keep going to work, paying your overpriced stuff, paying your taxes and taxes on the taxes that you're already taxed upon. That's all they want. It's all about control and manipulation of you. Wake up, people.